Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Tidbits here on Fun Speculation. Thanks for tuning in to this show. This is, for those of you that aren't familiar with Tidbits, it's a shorter show that we do. We try and do every week on Monday when we can fit it in. And we like to look ahead at the games coming out for the week. And also, if there's anything that happens on a Monday, anything relevant, then we'll bring up some news as well. Light news day today, so everybody's still talking about everything that happened last week. So this one's probably going to be pretty much just focusing on the games coming out this week, which is actually starting to ramp up a little bit more. You know, we had a couple last week. We didn't do tidbits last week because everybody's been sick in this house, but I want to make a couple of shout outs to some things that released last week since we didn't get to them. But before we do that, I want to say hi to the chat. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you all. And also welcoming the man who always helps make tidbits possible. He does behind the scenes stuff, sends me all these links that are very helpful and helps do this show. So thanks to Fuzzy for being here as always. What's up, Fuzz?
Hey, what's up? Thank you for having me. It's always great to be here. Man, some interesting titles finally coming to some platforms and you know, very interesting one at the very end,
Yeah.
although kind of wondering on a PC date, but we'll get into it.
Yeah, we were having a conversation about that and a little curious what's going on. So, everybody, we're gonna get into the games releasing for the week. But yeah, hi back from dead, demonic Furby, Joe Dubs. How y'all doing? Well, first off, yeah, like I said last week, a couple notable games hit Game Pass. So that was Hitman Trilogy, which is a new
Yes.
bundle that includes all three games in the Hitman Trilogy by IO Interactive, and that hit Game Pass on the 20th, I
Mhm.
believe. And
Yeah.
yeah, so if you haven't played Hitman, it's worth a try if you are a subscriber to Game Pass because who knows, it may be for you. It's a very highly regarded franchise. The last three games all reviewed extremely well. Some people had it in their game of the year contention last
Mhm.
year. So give Hitman a try. Now, the other one I want to mention, Fuzzy, is Rainbow Six Extraction.
Yeah.
Same day, also hit Game Pass on the 20th. And some people like it, some people don't. Personally, I really enjoy it. I've been playing with Kate. I've been playing with Pong Soul. I've been playing with Steel Rain and a little bit
Mhm.
with Psychonauts as well. And
Nice.
yeah, we've been having some fun with this game. It's actually clicked for me, and I did not expect it to do so. Um, so it's one of those games that is you're gonna get out of it more if you like those slower paced tactical shooters
Yeah.
as opposed to run and gun style. It's not a Back for Blood. If you like that chaotic stuff, you can have some chaos happen, but it's
Oh
more of
yeah.
a stealth, methodical approach you're trying to take with this game. So if you're into that kind of thing, it does it very well. It has some unique things about it. But have you had a chance to try Extraction, Fuzzy?
Just the tutorial portion of it,
Right.
and so far it seems like a good bit of fun. Haven't gotten on with anything or with anyone other than just doing like the AI bots for right now.
Right.
But I do like their concept where they have if a teammate goes down, pretty much you may have to rescue them in a different part of the map type of
Hmm.
deal. So there's like a risk reward type of thing that's kind of
Yeah.
fun. So if you do try to go in a little too hard, a little too fast, yeah, one of
Yeah.
the people might get punished, and then you're going to have to go ahead and extract them as well. So
You're right, man. There's just some unique things for shooters I haven't seen before, right? Like with the your guys are out. If your guy gets hurt too bad, they're going to be sitting out for a while. You can't use them the next round. So that's the way they handle the
yeah,
operators. Depending on how well you do, the next level will depend on how much health they get back. If you die and then you're basically get captured and you have to go on another mission to rescue that operative, right? Also there's like you can lose XP and there's some like challenging things in there that make it very like a risk reward type situation. Like,
mhm,
okay, there's three objectives to go. You finish two of them, but your health is low. Do you push forward to the third? It's a decision you have to make. So I highly recommend it if you have some friends to play it with. But if 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 it's not for you, it's not for you. That's cool. I see Back for Blood saying Back for Blood was better to you. Extraction is too slow. If you want to make slow paced games, make another Splinter Cell. They are making another Splinter Cell. I'm extremely happy about that. And yeah, I like all Clancy games are usually slower paced, right? Not just Splinter Cell. That's kind of been one of the trademarks was um with those games is Clancy is more strategic, more tactical. So even
Mhm.
though there's aliens in this and stuff, at least they kept that aspect of the Clancy type game for me. Um
Yeah.
and as far as Back for Blood. Kate likes Back for Blood more as well because she likes like the chaos of it, like the constant like moving forward and taking out enemies and all that kind of stuff. So it just depends on what clicks for you, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, all right, Fuzz. So we have a list of games releasing this week,
Mhm.
and it's not a long list, but we're starting to ramp up a little bit. February is going to be pretty big, right? So, but we have some cool things here. Now, the first one is I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it El Hijo, a
I
Wild
think it's
West Tale?
uh, I
Hio?
think it's El-Hijo,
Eho?
because I think the H goes silent, and I think the J kinda goes like an H, I
Yeah.
think.
It could be hi ho. No, El Hi Eho, Eho,
Yeah.
Eho. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. Sorry, I need to brush up on my Spanish. El Hijo, a Wild West Tale. It's a mobile game, iOS and Android. It is releasing either tonight or tomorrow,
Mm.
the 25th. So, got a little trailer here. Gonna bring it up. We'll see how it is. I have no idea what this is about. It's got a PlayStation logo on it. It says, did this already release on PlayStation
I
before?
think so. I think it
Okay.
came to your base console, both the PlayStation and Xbox One, but I think now, because a lot of people are playing games on mobile too, so now iOS and
Oh, it's
Android,
another port. Okay. Mobile port.
yeah.
I don't remember this. I need to. Is it an adventure game? It looks like it might be an adventure.
Yeah, I think it is an adventure.
It's got that classic spaghetti western music. Puzzle game, maybe? Some kind of adventure puzzle. Looks like.
Yeah, interesting.
A little stealth.
I'm just amazed at how, like, even though phones, we all know they're like basically small pocket computers at this point, but just some of the range of detail that these phones can handle that are like console level games these days is just
Yeah.
mind boggling still.
That almost looked like tactic stealth at that section.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, like that's what the mobile games are stepping up a little bit, you know. There's no
Yeah.
longer just Candy Crush and things like that. I mean, really on graphics wise, you get better graphics on a lot of the newer mobile games than you do on something like a Switch, right? So
Yeah.
that's not a shot at the Switch. It's just a statement. It's just a fact. Okay? So you get better resolution, better performance. That's all that I'm
Yeah.
saying. All right. So next up, how much is that also mobile wise? Well, it's not going to tell me that, is it? Not on here. $20 for on PC. Okay. I wonder if it's $20 on mobile. Usually games are cheaper on mobile unnecessarily. Like it's
Yeah.
because people just refuse to spend money on mobile games, right? So you'll have like a
Yeah.
game that's like $30, like come out on mobile and it's like $4. It's like,
Yeah.
well, that's not fair, you know? Um,
Well, that sometimes they wind up getting the customers on the back end. It's like,
yeah.
"Oh, you used up all your stars today. Would you like to buy more stars?"
Hmm. And just for the record, chat, I like Back for Blood as well. Yes, but if you were to ask me, like, out of these games that are like the progress through the level, take out enemies as a co-op experience with friends, and rinse and repeat type
Mhm.
deal, right? There's a lot of those co-op level shooters like that right now.
Yeah.
For me, currently, Extraction is my favorite out of that, Back for Blood, and Aliens Fireteam Elite. Now, I've beat through all the campaign on Back for Blood. I've
Mhm.
beat through all the campaign on Aliens Fireteam Elite. I have not played through all of the Rainbow Six Extraction yet. However, what I have played, I can already tell you is my favorite. Um,
Nice.
just because that's my style of play. I
Yeah.
just see some conversation about Back for Blood and all that stuff. Yeah, but Back for Blood is great. I love it, and I'm going to be playing more of that as well for sure coming up. I think they're going to be keep getting new content and stuff. Next up, we have
Yeah.
a game fuzzy that a lot of people loved that came out last year originally on the Xbox, and that is the Artful Escape. Did you end up
Yeah.
playing through this?
Oh yeah, I that was one of the few games that I 100%ed this past year. Was not really expecting much out of it. Like I remember the sizzle reels a few years back, and I was like, oh, that looks interesting. But it was definitely a lot more fun and engaging than I was originally expecting. Like I'm not normally into the
Yeah,
like musical games per se, but it caught my attention to want to complete that whole story, and it's just wild how it takes you from the beginnings to all the way to the end of you becoming this rock legend type of thing. But
yeah.
man, it's an awesome game.
How
Like,
long is it? Because I didn't play through it. I actually started this game and I was like, wow, this is way different than I thought. Because I was like walking around this little like town or something at the beginning, and it's just
hmm
kind of like a lot of like dialogue stuff. And I was like, okay, this is not what I thought, right? And I just kind of stopped and never went back to it. Now I understand that's
yeah,
probably not what it is all like for sure. According to all the
right.
gameplay clips I've seen, it's nothing like what it's like. But
I
just curious,
want to
how long is the game?
say, let me see how long, because I was looking at some of the games that I completed last year, and I was like, I can't believe it was that short of a time frame. Although I think it's like 8 or 9 hours. But let me see if I can double check here. This is the one thing
Eight
I,
or
I
nine,
like
really?
about the Xbox
Interesting.
app, being able to go over
Oh
everything
yeah, and
you've
see your
played.
time played.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know a lot of
right.
people. I love the music that I've heard from Artful Escape.
Yeah. I played for 15 hours, 32 minutes. So you could
Wow.
probably complete it in 10 hours or less. But I like exploring like every corner, every nook
Yeah.
and cranny. I got a 1,000 gamer score out of it. So I pretty much, I guess, tried to find all the secrets as far as during the gameplay. Because there's going to be like chapter achievements, and then there's going to be like some secret ones that you have to do something a little unique or different than the norm, and then they'll pop. But
Yeah.
it was interesting and fun at the same time. It was like 2021 was weird for like the what I would consider like indie size games, where they were a lot more than I expected. They grabbed my attention for a lot longer than what I was initially expecting.
Right.
So it's definitely worth the playthrough. And with it coming to PlayStation now, I would say whether you're a trophy hunter or just looking for something a little different, little slower pace type of game, but still fun to play through and explore, this is definitely worth the pickup.
Yeah. Right on. And it is currently. That's not the right game. Man, come on. Game Informer with their purchase link on everything, whether it works or not. They reviewed it as the 8.5, and I did see it in some people's conversations for their favorite game of the year last year, also. So 15 hours, man. That's a lot of gameplay out of something like this. So
Yeah,
let's click on this. I'm gonna play a trailer. This is probably gonna do really well on the Switch.
yeah.
Now, we ain't got much time. We're going on a ride across the dilated pupils of the cosmos.
So far, 2 ports.
Man, you're gonna see
Sweet.
flotsam that'll change you forever.
I have to say, Annapurna, I believe that's the publisher. They're like them and Devolver Digital are like the kings right now when it comes to
Yeah, they can do no
indie
wrong.
games and just awesome stuff that they've been releasing over these past couple of years.
Nothing but good stuff usually.
Yeah.
I discovered Devolver, I think, when I got the PS4 originally, and one of the games I played the most on there was Hotline Miami 2.
Mm-hmm.
Freaking loved that game for some reason.
Yeah.
All right, so Artful Escape. If you haven't, try it. PlayStation, Switch. I don't know if it's still on Game Pass. Was that ever on? It was on Game Pass, wasn't it?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oops. Oh, I'm gonna have to mute that one. All right. Next up, Circuit Superstars. So we got Circuit Superstars is coming out on the PS4.
Mm-hmm.
And it already released on the Xbox One. Oh, there goes very professional, Mav. Xbox One, Switch, and PC. And okay, well, no, it's coming this year on the Switch. Just has not have a date yet. It came out on October the 12th for the Xbox One and PC, and it's finally hitting the PS4. We're seeing that more as a trend actually recently, where there's actually a lot of these games coming to Xbox and PC first, then going to PS4. I was just kind of I remember was this that one that was just like shadow dropped? This came out of nowhere. It was like revealed that day and like came out that day, I think.
It was kind of one of those, although I think the Indie Gamer and a few others like myself were looking forward to this because this is kind of like an RC racer. Not really. It's not an RC racer, but it has that RC racer type look or aesthetic to it because of the top 3/4 view. But it came out of like nowhere. There was not much fanfare for it prior, and I was like, oh, here it is in Game Pass, and it's like, wait, what?
Wasn't it? I didn't even think it was in Game Pass. And did you have to buy it, or I'm not sure.
Let me double check because I could have sworn I think I played that on Game Pass, and I know I wound up buying the other racer game right off the bat, but I think that one wound up, the Art of Rally, I know wound up in Game Pass as well.
Right. Art of Rally, I played some of that one. I need to try Circuit Superstars for sure. All right, so I'm going to click on this and watch the trailer. One game that came out last year that was a nice surprise with Hot Shots Racing.
Yeah. Yeah, that reminds me of like old school Sega racing, whether it's the Daytona series or the like their virtual car or IndyCar racing series and stuff like that.
I like the look of the cars.
Yeah.
Like almost like little Micro Machine type style, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Plan your pit strategy. Oh, geez. Got a pit?
Yeah. Like it has that arcade racer like feel to it, but
yeah,
you can actually have this almost be like a mini Gran Turismo or mini Forza type game. You know, save the tires, you know, when to pit, make sure you get into pit clear so that way you don't have to get boxed in or held up by other cars and whatnot.
Right. Cool. Well, that's Circus Superstars, and that is I'm gonna roll the dice. Oh, $20.
Yeah.
Probably
definitely a nice
good,
pickup.
Decent value for $20, right?
Yeah.
How's it going, Peter? What's up, Boba Fett? Speaking of Boba Fett, I need to pick up. I think I'm behind an episode right now. I need to get caught up. All right, next up is Damon X Machina, and I heard my friend Steel Rain telling Pong about this game because they're both into the mech games a lot.
Yeah.
And I wasn't familiar with this. Now this is coming to Switch on the 27th. and it supposedly is made by okay, was it Marvelous Entertainment? Okay, let's go. $40, pre-owned,
Hmm.
already. It's not even out yet. How are they going to do that? I'm confused.
Well, no, I think it's new to PC,
Oh, okay,
but
got it.
available, but it was
Yes, yes, yes,
already
yes, yes.
on Switch.
Okay. Well, they only gave it a 5.5 at Game Informer. So we'll see. I don't know how it is, but I'm gonna check out the trailer. Did it say Marvelous or Marvelous? Okay, I was like, that's a cool name, Marvelous. Yeah, Marvelous Entertainment. All right, so Damon X Machina. Are you familiar with this at all? Have you played it or?
Haven't played it, but I know with a lot of the mech type games, I wish there were more of them on console in general. And I know Exomecha got delayed, and man, hopefully, fingers crossed, the Activision deal goes through and we get another, Transformers and Cybertron type of thing. Even though
Yeah,
that's not mechs, but just anything along those lines, like the Gundam series, things along those lines. Definitely, we need more of those on console these days.
yeah, yeah. There's a lot of games that kind of just disappeared, or the genres kind of died off.
Yeah,
I would like to see come back. That's one thing about the Activision Blizzard thing. There's just so many like they have such a history with licensed IP, doing licensed games, that I'm
mhm,
curious if they may get back to that a little bit, or if that's just because
yeah,
that's not Xbox's and Microsoft's MO. Maybe they don't, but also if they were to ever try it, now they have a lot of studios that have experience with that. Like High
yeah,
Moon, like you said, with the Transformers games.
yeah.
Beanox, I think it's a history with that, and some of these other studios. So this looks pretty cool. It reminds me of God, what was the? Can't remember if it was the Sega game or Atlas or somebody
Mhm.
had this um arcade game that was like with mechs, and you like
Yeah,
fought with swords and stuff. Do you remember that?
yeah. No, this definitely reminds me of like some of the Gundam ones that I remember from, like, maybe it was PS3, like late days of PS3,
Yeah,
early PS4 or something like that. Because I know they gave one on a like PS Plus, early days of PS4, that I actually still play on occasion. Um, but yeah, this does look pretty cool.
yeah, looks pretty awesome. It's again they didn't review it very well, but I mean that's just their opinion. Um,
Mhm.
they gave it a 5.5. Looks like it's got a lot of customization and stuff to it.
Yeah.
Um, so we'll see.
Mhm.
All right, this is a long ass trailer though, so I'm gonna skip past. I ain't gonna. I'll skip to the end here. Is there anything else interesting? Okay, this is a better part. Um, Not bad. So this is coming out of PC, and it is how much is this one? Or $40 used, but it doesn't say the price for the PC. I'm guessing it's gonna be $60. It's $60 on
Yeah.
Switch still. So, you know,
Yeah.
$60. Look forward to it. Guys, if you're into
Yeah.
mech games. Okay, Fuzzy, your favorite franchise of all time is next. It's Pokemon Legends Arceus? Arceus? Or anybody know how
I
to
think
say it?
Arceus. I think it's
Arceus?
Arceus. Yeah.
See, I knew you'd know the answer to that. All right, so Pokemon Legends Arceus is coming out on the Switch. It's a role playing game.
Mhm.
Isn't that like every Pokemon game considered a role playing game, even if it really is or isn't? You know. Let's see. I know nothing about this. I'm not a Pokemon guy, guys. I'm sorry. I played like Pokemon games back on the 64, like the arena
Mhm.
one, you know?
Yeah.
Um, but other than that, never been a Pokemon guy. So I don't know any information, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna watch the trailer. Are you a Pokemon fan at all?
Not as much, although my sons are. Like, basically, I finally broke down and got him the Nintendo 3D XL that he wanted, so he can play all the older Pokemon that you can't put that they don't put on Switch just yet, type of thing. So
Hmm.
yeah, he's pretty big into like a lot of the older Pokemon games and things like that. So I like, hey, he's doing well in school. I got to reward him for it.
This doesn't look bad, honestly.
Mhm.
It seems like it's more of a story-based
Sinnoh
type
region.
Pokemon game,
It will
Yeah.
currently be
potentially.
known as the Sinnoh region. And at this time, the
Pretty,
ecology of its
pretty
wild
art
Pokemon
style.
remains
These
Yeah.
unknown.
Pokemon games are always so huge,
Therefore,
like with how well
many
they
people
do.
still
Like
fear
Mhm.
in
Pokemon.
the game franchises of all time,
And such people
I
live
think there
together
was
in
like
Jubilife Village,
Mario and Tetris, and there was
where
COD,
the
and I think up there
story
was like
begins.
Pokemon, like with the cells of all time, you know?
Yeah.
Your goal is to research the Pokemon of this region.
But do you do the same thing in every Pokemon game? You just walk
As
around
a
and find
member of the
Pokemon and like
Galaxy
learn about
Expedition
them,
Team,
collect them.
an organization dedicated
Pretty
to
much,
Curious.
although I
protecting
guess
this
the
land.
the differences wind up
You
being
will
like
strive
their
to complete the
final forms
first
and
Pokédex
stuff
in the
like that.
region.
Right.
The
Research
energies
begins at a
or,
base
or
camp
that
from which
that's
you'll
about the
embark
best
on
that I've been able to pick
excursions.
up over the
You
years.
can catch wild Pokemon with Pokeballs.
All right, catch that wild Pokemon with the Pokeball. Now, what do you do with it? You go and you train it, fight it.
Yeah.
Be warned,
Okay.
not every Pokemon is so easy to catch. In such an event,
Yeah, guys, I am
action
that
is
oblivious to
challenge
Pokemon.
them
I
to
just,
a battle.
I
Manage
tried
Pokemon
playing
to
one on
weaken the
the
opponent, and it
3DS
should be
XL
easier
when
to
I had one of those,
Mhm.
and I was
Mhm.
like, okay, I'm gonna give it a shot. You know, all the hype. I forget which one it
Pokemon
was. It was
behaviors vary
one of the
in
ones that come
Sinnoh
out when they always
region.
come out with two at the same time, like red
Mhm.
and blue or
In
gray
groups,
and
Yeah.
white or
or
whatever
they
the
may
hell
flee upon
they are. You
sensing
know
your
what I mean, though.
presence.
Ruby and Emerald, or, and so I got one of those.
The aggressive sort will
And I
attack
was like,
without
I just
hesitation.
don't get it. You know, I was kind of walking around collecting these things, and I was like,
Some are much more powerful than you.
I don't know. The
comes your
fighting
way,
like mechanics
run.
like was
It's
really
quite
simple,
the important research
Mhm.
tip.
right? And so I think it just didn't
Back
click.
at your base camp, you can let your team of Pokemon recover their
I
health.
think for me to get into it is
In
when,
times you've seen it,
based
the
on that
Pokemon you've
that
caught
long
can be
shot
left
prediction
at
I have
Masters.
of the next form after Switch will be like
The
a
clothier
VR
and
headset,
hairdresser let you
like a true
customize
VR
your
headset, not
Mhm.
the
also
Game Boy
helps
VR
ahead.
type of
In
thing.
doing
I
so,
think that's when Pokemon might
well,
actually catch on at
your
that point
research
for
will take
me.
you
Right.
to
But
greater
uh,
areas.
who
None will
knows with
stand up
Nintendo? They
against
they
you.
beat to their own drum. So we could either have the Switch for another couple years, or they could completely hit us with something from left field and be like, "All right, we're doing VR,"
Yeah.
and just take over the whole VR market with Mario and Pokemon and Zelda and whatnot. So
Yeah. I don't know even know if this is a big Pokemon release. I don't know if does it have a lot of hype behind it. Is it just a random little game that's dropping? I have no clue. I'm out of touch completely with the Pokemon world. So, but it's coming, and it's
mhm.
full price game. I think what it
Yeah.
said, $60. So, again on the 28th for all the Pokemon fans out there. Now, here's where we're gonna get to the stuff that I'm actually a little bit interested in, because we've had a lot of ports, games that have already released
Mhm.
on other platforms, making their way to others, which has been the case for most of January. A lot of that kind of stuff, right?
Mhm.
And this is also another remaster, but it is a collection, right? So this is,
Yeah.
in my opinion, because it is a lot of work is being put into this as a remaster. This is kind of a newer thing, and it's an Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection coming out for PS5 and PC. Now, Buzzy was trying to see if like the PC was dropping the same date. Now, according to this, it would seem so,
Yeah.
but you looked on Steam and it didn't have like a release date yet.
Yeah, it just said 2022, which I thought was weird. I mean, to me, it makes sense for them to do it the same date. I mean, it's a remaster, so why, space it out? I don't think, releasing it on PC the same day is going to hurt the PS5 sales of
Yeah.
it. but it might just be that Steam hasn't updated the page since they put the placeholder up last year, type of deal. So it could be just oversight on Steam's part, not updating, and then they'll update it as it gets closer to the 28th. But just thought that was the only weird thing. It's like, well, it's supposed to hit both. Why
Yeah.
doesn't it show the 28th?
Yeah. It probably will. It's just probably like a Steam thing, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Um Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection. And I think is this $70 or is this less? So $50. Okay, good.
Mhm.
$50. It's not bad. You get
No.
what all do you get in there? You get the um you get Uncharted 4
Mhm.
and Uncharted The Lost Legacy
Yeah.
for the PS5. So Uncharted The Lost Legacy was this like that was in between 3 and 4, is that right?
I think time wise it was between like 3 and 4, but it was what they released as like additional content after 4 or something like that. It was like
Right.
almost like a standalone DLC. Um, and I forget the characters' names that they had for that, but they were like
Okay, I remember. Yeah, yeah.
they were trying to see if they could continue the story without Nathan Drake kind of thing. And I don't know if they got the response that they were hoping for, but it'd be nice to see their story continue type of thing.
Yeah. Uncharted is one of my favorite franchises on PlayStation.
Mhm.
I played 1, 2, 3, and 4. I have not played Lost Legacy. So that actually kind of has me interested in this, you know. And
Yeah.
also 4 was such a great game to get it,
Yeah.
with the updates. I do wish they kind of just gave us 4 in the update for free on
Mhm.
that, because that's kind of like what your big competitors doing right now with a lot of those Xbox One games, because this is a first
Yeah.
party title, right?
Yeah.
However, that's not what they're doing right now, so that's fine. There's also rumors that Xbox is coming out with some other collections soon, where
Mhm.
they may be being resold as well. But the difference there is you still probably get those in Game Pass, right? So
Yeah.
it's interesting, like the difference in philosophies, right? Because Uncharted 4 was a PS4 game.
Mhm.
So with this, I'm guessing you're getting like better resolution, better textures, better. Oh, is it just resolution and frames, or is it actually in-game work?
I think it's definitely going to be resolution and frames. I'm hoping that they've added some of like the ambient inclusion and things like that as far as
Right.
visual details. Of course, they're going to, with charging you the extra money, they're also going to throw in the dual sense haptic feedback and stuff like that at that point.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it would be nice if it was like an included upgrade, at least for the resolution and frames. The haptic feedback, they've already shown that that's always going to be like a $10 upcharge type of deal. But this is
Yeah.
a good way for anyone that's new to PlayStation in the PS5 generation and missed out on it on PS4. This is a good entry point. And if they're going to do like an Uncharted remaster or remake of Uncharted 1, the original one, this will at least show them some of the oohs and ahs that they can prepare for when they do a complete redo of the first one.
Yeah. So, Fuzzy, it says for PlayStation 5 features, you get the DualSense wireless controller features, and you get that haptics.
Mm-hmm.
You get haptic feedback through punches, vaults, and vehicular traversal. Experience the tension in rope swings via dynamic adaptive triggers. You get fast loading,
Mm-hmm.
3D audio,
Mm-hmm.
fidelity mode. It says play in a super sharp native 4K resolution with a 30 frames target frame rate. Performance mode. Play with a smooth 60 frames per second target frame rate. 4K TV players will experience a 4K resolution upscaled from a 1440p base resolution. How can they not do native 4K 60 on this game?
No, I just I think it might just like they have
Is it that
the
back compat
the
issues with, like the
it could either be that or it's just like their devs can focus on like the infinite amount of detail of the scenery, but like getting the resolution and the frame rate to a certain level is where they might be weaker
yeah.
at. And then on the Xbox side, it seems like they have an easier time, doing a much higher resolution at a higher frame rate. But some people will say, oh, well, there's not as much detail to the world or whatnot. So it's like
Yeah.
kind of like that trade-off. I mean, me personally, 1440 upscale is fine
Yeah, it's
as
not gonna
long as
make a
they
huge
turn on,
difference. It's just like
yeah,
weird.
just turn on all the bells and whistles, ray tracing if possible, ambient inclusion, the God
Well, you're
rays
you're
and
probably
all
not
that
getting all
stuff. So
that stuff unless you go with the 30 frames mode.
yeah, yeah, I don't know. They need to
That's
do.
this isn't fidelity mode. Like that's I don't know, man. It's like on a PS4 game. Like I mean, this was like a game that came out like early PS4,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like it's not like it's just the latest and greatest in all tech type game. It came out several years back. Like
Yeah.
they can't do native 4K 60 on that, and you're reselling
Yeah.
it for. I'm sorry, it's. I get it.
Mhm.
It's money and all this stuff, but I just reading this now it's catching me by surprise, dude. Because like even on the newer PS5 games, that's something you would expect from ones that has even more bells and whistles than Uncharted 4.
Mhm.
Like this is
Yeah.
kind of like the methodology that they took with like Miles Morales, right?
Yeah.
But this isn't even saying anything about ray tracing. So like I can't imagine that ray tracing is holding anything back because it doesn't exist. They didn't add ray tracing to it. So what's holding it back from being able to do 4K 60 on a PS4 game? I don't know, man. This screams. I'm starting to backtrack on things. This seems scummy to me. This seems like just like a quick port over,
Mhm.
and it's just gonna be running on the PS5, and you're gonna get some of the base benefits from the PS5. I think when you're playing this thing, dude. I don't know, man. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Maybe the PC version is probably gonna be the best way to play this for sure.
Yeah. I think that's going to be the hidden text that they talk about, or not that they talk about, but the hidden text from this point forward is going to be the PC is going to be the premiere or the definitive edition, like with God of War. That's clearly the definitive edition. It's going to be able to do things that the PS5, if you have the machine to do it, can't handle or can't do in comparison to a high end PC. So if that's the same case with this, it may not be so bad. At least
Yeah,
just pick it up on PC type of
it's not
deal.
gonna be bad. It's just crazy to me that you'd even have a 30 frames mode on
Yeah,
Uncharted 4,
yeah. You should
right?
just do the back compat at that point.
Exactly. Like, I don't know. For me, it's like if they're not just doing a free update, if you're charging for this, right?
Mhm.
Like, what I'm getting at. Okay, so
Yeah.
anyway, all right. However, I love Uncharted. I'm sure it's gonna be great, guys. I'm gonna play this little trailer.
Mhm.
My God, that's disappointing. Okay.
You ever wonder, with different choices, how we might have ended up?
Still gonna be impressive as hell.
Yeah.
Those Uncharted games are always important.
Get up here!
It was gorgeous though on the PS4.
I am a man of fortune.
Yeah.
And I must seek my fortune.
Of all time is within our grasp.
Take the wheel. What? Be out of your mind? Probably. Oh, crap, crap, crap!
You know what, Nate? Underneath all the bravado, you're just a sad little boy with delusions of grandeur.
You'd risk your lives.
Just bringing back all the memories from this game.
Let's finish
So
this.
good.
How long we been chasing?
chasing this thing, huh?
Definitely one of my favorite games
me.
from last gen. Remember when they're sitting there playing Crash Bandicoot on the couch? And now that's an Xbox franchise. Or it's going to be. That's just crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's nuts. Okay. Wow. All right. So that's that's it. Like as far as the games, guys, coming out this week. I'm a little shocked now after reading that. Um However, it is what it is. It's not like it's a huge deal. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? You're still like it's going to look great, but it
Yeah.
like I just expect for them reselling like a PS4 game that came out so long ago at like when it's older like that now to be
Mhm.
hitting all the bells and whistles at 60, you know?
Yeah.
Um at least you're still also going to get that 3D audio, you're going to get the haptic triggers, you're going to get all that stuff and um
Yeah.
I'm curious the performance mode because that's the only way to play this now for me. You're not gonna play at 30 frames per second. Why does that even exist? Like, who's gonna play Uncharted 4 at 30 frames per second?
Like I said, at that point, it's better just to do the back compat. I know at least Uncharted 4 itself, I think, is in the PS Plus collection.
Yes.
Because I actually use that as opposed to the disc that I had it on from the Nathan Drake PS4 that we have.
Did it get
But
boosted automatically, or because some games did?
I don't think that one did. I know God of War did. Um,
Yeah,
and I know Ghost of Tsushima. Well,
Ghost of Tsushima did.
yeah, it kind of got boosted, but then if you wanted the DLC and the haptics, then that's where the extra charge was. I just did
Yeah,
the
they were
the
charging the
DLC
ten
for the new
dollars for the
island.
haptics. Yeah,
But and then I think Gran Turismo Sport received a little bit of a boost, but it seems like it's capped. Um, Resolution is capped if you do like the faster frame. So I think I have it running where it's at minimum at the 60, but it's like capped at like 1080. I think.
mm-hmm.
I don't think it's at 1440 upscale. I think it's actually at 1080 upscale, and it's like one of these weird things in the menu. It's like grayed out, so you can't change it, type of thing. And that's on an OLED, so I don't know if they even really bothered doing anything other than just making sure the frame rate was boosted or something.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. That's still I don't know. All right, well that's gonna be it, guys, for the games releasing. As far as news today, there's really, I mean, just more people um talking about Activision Blizzard stuff, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's really all it's been. I'm clicking on this one article and checking it out. I guess
Mhm.
Netflix had a response to Microsoft acquisition,
Mhm.
and I'm going to read what this says. Netflix's response to Microsoft's Activision Blizzard. This is from xputer.com. Has certainly been
Mhm.
positive. Many personalities have reacted positively to this sudden event that happened. Administrators have reacted to Microsoft's recent announcement, claiming their latest maneuver has further shown that subscription-based services are effective.
Yeah.
Microsoft also upholds Game Pass, which bolsters 25 million subscribers and is predicted to expand in coming years. During the corporation's recent earnings briefing, the CEO said it was exciting to see the activity in the space. I
Mhm.
think to some degree it's an endorsement of the core thesis that we have around subscription being a great model to connect consumers around the world with games and game experiences. So this almost sounds like Netflix is looking to even go deeper into gaming. It
Yeah.
says, as the CEO stated, Netflix will initiate new casual and hardcore games as early as 2022, expanding Netflix's game library available in the subscription.
Hmm.
However, the idea is to experiment for now to see what works for them. It is also offering interactive experiences of several types that could stand between the categories of video games and television series. Um, so basically, like they're experimenting and they're going to try some hardcore stuff, some casual stuff. What I don't know what they deem hardcore, you know.
Yeah.
Um, but that's definitely an interesting thing that's kind of been overlooked somewhat today.
Yeah.
Um, and the other thing that has been overlooked a lot is 25 million Game Pass subscribers.
Yeah.
That's the first official. I mean, over 25 million is what they said.
Mhm.
We don't know what the exact number is, but that would mean it's not 30 yet, right?
Right.
So somewhere sitting between 25 and 30, uh, probably, unless they are only doing. Well, that last time they did is like 18, right? So 18, 25. I would imagine by the end of this year they'll have 30
Yeah.
at least, and then after this Activision Blizzard deal goes through, once the next Call of Duty comes out, you're gonna see that number skyrocket even more, because that's gonna be, you talk about PC
Mhm.
and console access at that point, right? So
Yeah.
um really not much else to talk about, Fuzzy. Do you have any comments on either of those?
The only thing that I've seen on Twitter that it's not really newsworthy, but it is kind of mind-boggling. I say bottling intentionally.
Right.
Uh,
It's like, did you mean
um,
boggling or?
it is all of those that are against Aaron Greenberg for his user pick with Crash. It's like it's not toxic. It's the man celebrating that they have that mascot now, and he's done similar, user picks whenever they, acquire a new team or work on like a new IP or something along those lines. So for people to now all of a sudden be upset because he has it in his user pick, as opposed to, speaking out against like Bobby Kotick when, Crash was just under Activision and all the, you know, information was leaking out about all the stuff behind the scenes that was going terribly wrong. I don't remember people complaining that, oh, well, they shouldn't even show, Crash Bandicoot. So now that, Crash is going to probably have a new home where they're actually going to use or produce more games. Aaron Greenberg is not the right target. It ain't it, Chief. It's just one of those things.
Yeah.
They should probably move on to something that, if they want to hold, clutch the pearls or whatever you want to call it, they're probably their best bet now is to kind of figure out, hey, Sony, when are you going to announce Spartacus? When are you going to announce, some new games? Because I think there was some news of possibly Gran Turismo being delayed, which, fingers crossed. I'm hoping I'm
Yeah.
wrong on that, but we'll see. We got Horizon coming out in a couple of weeks. So I would say for anybody that's up in arms over Crash Bandicoot, just get over it. Focus on what you got coming to your platform here soon, because if it doesn't make you forget about Crash at that point, I don't know what will.
Yeah.
It just seems silly at this point.
100%, man. And right on, Fuzzy. I appreciate you joining me for this random thing we do on a Monday, called Tidbits. So, and if you're interested in those games, really none of them are that exciting now, I'd be honest with you, because they're already all released. If you're interested in any of those games, guys, check them out. You got all the information here on this video, so appreciate you. And Fuzzy, where can people find you, sir?
Well, thank you so much for having me. Thank you to everyone in the chat that came out tonight and those that will catch this later. For those looking for my ramblings on anything gaming related, you can find me on Twitter at fuzzy_Belvedere. You can find me on Breakfast with Boom on Friday mornings, with Boom, Big Cloud Gaming, Crispy Bomb, and Dreadpool. And on occasion, some special guests, and even Mr. Badbin on occasion. And then on Saturdays, you can find me on Fun Speculation channel for the FSP podcast with Mav and Key. And then later on that night, you can catch me with PTK Blam, Pong Soul, and Centurion 1307 for the Shop podcast. Thank you so much for having me. Greatly appreciate doing this.
Yeah, dude. Every time it's a blast. And thanks for again yesterday, last minute hopping on for FSP. I wanted to do it on Saturday, just couldn't. And when
Yeah.
we started the show yesterday, I was like, okay, we're gonna be fine. Like within my first like, because when you're just going around the house talking throughout the day, you don't really talk like extended sentences that long, right?
Hmm.
And within the first like 2 minutes, I was like already like I couldn't even barely speak. I was like, oh, this was a mistake. So thank you and Key for bailing me out yesterday on that show and carrying it through. Yeah, you guys were awesome. So it ended up being a great time.
Yeah, it was definitely
So
fun.
so check out FSP yesterday, guys, and look for more on this channel coming up here on Wednesday. We will have Fun Pop again this Wednesday. We'll talk about lots of fun stuff with Psychonauts and Jasper Gaming, and then as well as Thursday, we're gonna have a very special episode of PM in the PM this week. There's some details I'm going to be revealing later, either tonight or in the morning. You'll see a post about a promo for PM in the PM on Thursday,
Mhm.
and then on Friday, Xbox Ultimate, and it's with the Great Eight. Going to be a crazy good time. I think it just as always, but
Yeah.
this week and then Saturday, like Fuzzy said, FSP. So if you enjoy any of the content we do here on Fun Speculation, appreciate you very much. Hit the like button, share it out to everybody, subscribe to the channel. Appreciate all the channel members whose names you've been seeing scrolling down below. And Back from Dead, yes, Fuzzy Belvedere's favorite game actually was My Little Pony. I was wrong. It's not Pokemon. You were correct. I'm sorry. And I hope you all have a fantastic day or night or whatever the hell it is. Bye bye.
Later.